guys, it's tea time! Although I'm totally cheating and having hot chocolates. Anyways, today I thought I would do a question and answer session with you. So I sent out a message a few hours ago on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram to ask if you guys have any questions for me. So now I'm going to go over a few of those questions with you, and this is going to be a Q&A with a little bit of a holiday twist to it. I think I'm going to start on Instagram. I got a lot of questions about Christmas traditions, so I think I'm just gonna talk about that for a bit. I got a lot of questions about Dutch Christmas traditions, and I have to be honest, I'm not really sure about Dutch Christmas traditions. As you guys may or may not know, I am of Czechoslovak heritage, and I'm saying Czechoslovak because it's really a mix of the two. I'm just a mashup. So yeah, we celebrate Christmas in a Czechoslovak traditional way at my home, and I'm not really sure the Dutch even have like national Christmas traditions. The Netherlands are a Protestant country by origin, or well, have been for a couple of hundred years, and I don't think they really have Christmas traditions, though please correct me if I'm wrong. I do know that many Dutch people like to do a thing called gourmetten on Christmas, and it's basically when you sit around the table with everybody that's invited, mostly family, and there's one big like grill thing on the table and little bowls with pieces of meat and just stuff, and everybody gets a tiny little pan like this size, and you can put stuff on the pan like vegetables and meat, and then you put it on the grill or underneath, and that's how you make your food. And so like everybody's kind of cooking their own food at the table. Is really weird. I've done it a few times. I believe that a lot of Dutch families do that around Christmas. But other than that, I'm not sure. So the way we celebrate Christmas at my house with my family is we celebrate Christmas Eve mainly. And the Czech Republic and Slovakia are Catholic countries mostly. So the Christmas traditions are a lot more elaborate over there. So we celebrate, the main event is on Christmas Eve, when we have a traditional dinner and we open presents and everything. And then there's the first day of Christmas and the second day of Christmas. That is something that the Dutch do. They celebrate 2 days of Christmas. And since I celebrate Christmas Eve, I have 3 days of Christmas. So that's pretty crazy, but I'm not complaining. So on the first day of Christmas, we usually watch a bunch of Czech fantasy movies, fairy tale movies. Yeah, we have really good food all throughout the day, and we play with the presents. Well, I used to do that as a kid, play with my presents all day. That's the first day of Christmas, or just Christmas, the 25th. And then on the second day of Christmas, I usually go to visit my boyfriends. Now, I believe this is the second year in a row that they have celebrated Sinterklaas on the second day of Christmas. Or it's not really that they're celebrating Sinterklaas, but they're doing a kind of Sinterklaas type gift exchange on the second day of Christmas. Now, Sinterklaas is a Dutch holiday that is celebrated on the 5th of December. I've talked about it a little bit in some blog posts. And it's the celebration of Saint Nicholas, where pretty much Saint Nicholas comes and hands children presents and sweets. And grown-up Dutch people that don't get presents from Sinterklaas anymore, they give each other presents, and they this is kind of a weird tradition, but they buy presents for each other, and the presents are supposed to be accompanied by a mildly offensive poem about the receiver. And this is a really strange tradition. And usually not just a poem, but it's supposed to be packed in a very elaborate way. Usually there's just something huge built around it, and that is often also mildly offensive to the receiver, but I believe it's a very humorous thing, kind of lighthearted, you know, making fun of each other and ourselves kind of type of thing. Yeah, Robert's family, back to the main story, Robert's family do that on the second day of Christmas, and I joined them in that. So yeah, I still need to write my mildly offensive poem about one of his family members. Do you prefer homemade gifts or store-bought gifts, both for giving and receiving? Well, this is kind of hard because I often ask for things that I need, like, you know, kitchen stuff. I think I find homemade gifts more valuable. I definitely prefer giving homemade gifts, although I don't always have time to make homemade gifts for everybody. I try to make as many homemade gifts as I can, and then yeah, for receiving I do think I definitely prefer homemade gifts, or at least like very personal gifts. How do you see yourself in 2 to 3 years time? Are you planning to move and live some adventures abroad? No, I'm a total homebody. In 2 or 3 years time, well, the plan is to still be living in Utrecht, maybe in a somewhat bigger apartment with Robert, but who knows. Anyways, I'm definitely not moving abroad. I have no reason at all to move away from the Netherlands. I think it's an awesome country to live in, so definitely gonna stay here. What's your favorite Christmas song? Last Christmas by Wham. I don't know, yeah. Do you have a favorite tea that you like to drink in the winter? Yeah, I really like kind of, well, not a specific tea, but there are loads of like cinnamony, warm, kind of spicy teas that I only really like in winter, because in the summer they're just too hot on many levels. So yeah, I definitely like the more spicy, kind of heavy teas for winter. Love you, Lucy, but my question is, why did you use that super ugly scotch tape to hold the Christmas lights? I have to agree with you, it is super ugly, but I just use that because it's the only thing that is strong enough to hold them. It's ridiculous, nothing will hold those Christmas lights. So yeah, for practical reasons. Have you ever traveled out of Europe? Nope. I feel like Europe is so diverse that I don't even have to travel outside of Europe. Do you play video games? I know it's not festive, but I wondered sometimes. I like RPGs. I used to play a lot of RuneScape. I've talked about this before, but that's actually how I learned English as a kid. I don't like shooters. Yeah, but I do sometimes play video games if I have a lot of time on my hands. Okay, so I'm gonna move on to Facebook, I think. What's your favorite Christmas dinner meal? I think it's probably the dinner we have on Christmas Eve, and the main course is my favorite. We have fish and a little bit of a crispy dough and a delicious potato salad that my mom makes. Oh, it's so good. I think that's probably my favorite meal. Does the weather this time of year get you down, or do you tend to appreciate what each season brings? Definitely the second. Yeah, I don't really suffer from winter blues. I do get tired more quickly because I kind of tend to wake and fall asleep with the sun. So I get tired really early in the winter, but that's pretty much all. Hello Lucy, do you practice any winter sports? Yes, I do. I ski actually. I go pretty much once a year to Austria to do some skiing, and I really enjoy it. I tried my hand at snowboarding last year, but what do you look forward to most of this season, and is there something that you hate or deeply dislike about this season? Well, I look forward obviously to the holidays. I mean, Sinterklaas and Christmas and New Year's. It's just really nice to be with friends and family and have everybody together and have a good time together. Something that I don't like about this season is the cold. When the cold is so bad, you step outside and you feel your face just freezing. I hate that, mostly because I cycle a lot and it's just really cold. But that's pretty much the only thing, I guess. Do you have any good vegetarian Christmas recipes? Christmas isn't exactly the best time for a vegetarian food-wise, at least not in Finland. I have to agree with you, and I hate this. It's so hard to be a vegetarian around Christmas because it's all about meat. There are lots of vegetarian recipes up on my blog loepsie.com, and I will definitely try and do some vegetarian kind of more festive meals as well, so you can keep an eye on my blog. I have a lot of vegetarian recipes up there, and I'm sure the internet is full of them. Any holiday shopping tips for broke university students? Well, my biggest tip is DIY. Make stuff yourself. You can get supplies for pretty cheap at craft stores or just, you know, dollar stores and stuff like that. And just make things. Most people, I think, prefer a very personal, homemade, maybe cheaper gift over something expensive and store-bought and easy, I would say. So I think if you're on a budget, which I am on a budget as well, and I just make homemade gifts, and I like to knit stuff for people, hats and scarves and stuff like that, and that's really inexpensive and it takes a little bit of time, but I think that that is much appreciated when you can see that you put in a lot of effort into a present. Do you like The Nightmare Before Christmas? Yes, I love it. Although I have to admit I'm absolutely in love with the Halloween Town, but the whole, I mean, the storyline is kind of So those were all the questions that I'm going to answer today, guys. I want to thank you so much for sending them in. I really hope you enjoyed my little Q&A. I want to wish you very happy holidays, whatever it is that you celebrate. Have a great time, enjoy your time with family and friends, and I want to thank you so much for watching, and I will see you very soon in another video. Bye!